Well, we're always excited about this here at Fox 10. Operation Backpack, getting kiddos some school supplies they need for the school year. We'll be chatting with one of our co-sponsors.
And also, we are in the kitchen once again today with Taqueria Mexico. That's coming up in our In the Kitchen segment.
Can't wait for all the food today on Studio 10. All good stuff. Welcome into the show. I'm Joe.
And I'm Jennifer, and Chelsea has the morning off.
Yeah, so Chelsea has the morning off. She'll be back on Monday. And then if you missed our announcement yesterday, Jen is leaving us on Thursday next week. But you posted it on your Facebook page. And so many great responses. You can see how much the community loves and cares about you.
That's exactly right. I feel so incredibly loved. So again, thank you to everyone out there for welcoming me into your homes for almost the past 6 years. I am going to go through and respond to every single person on there. That'll probably be my weekend plan, but just feeling the love and excited over the next few days also just to reminisce on the past 6 years. We've done a lot here on Studio 10, on the weather team, and so just to share some of the stories and memories, that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah,
it's cool that you're kind of part of two departments, right? With being on this show, but also part of the weather team. So, all right, we've got a lot more time to talk about that leading into next Thursday. Meanwhile, Buddy, the basketball-playing golden retriever, is making a comeback.
I'm so happy when I saw this yesterday. Cineverse and Air Bud Entertainment announced Air Bud returns. The 15th film in the franchise is in the works and scheduled for a summer 2026 theatrical release.
Wow, it's going to theaters with this? The story follows a 12-year-old boy who teams up with a stray golden retriever named Buddy to heal after his father's death, unite a team of misfits, and chase a basketball championship. So yeah, feel-good story. I mean, 15, that's more than there are Fast and Furious films, as I joked about earlier in the show.
Well, they made the spin-off with the buddies, so the little puppies, so you had like snow buddies and on and on and on with all of them, but the original...
Watch it on Disney Plus right now still.
Yes, you can. So you'll have to check it out. Well, Comic-Con is on in San Diego.
The popular entertainment and comic book convention featuring a diverse array of exhibits, cosplayers, and exclusive previews.
Outside, there are also several Comic-Con extras, immersive experiences for fans to enjoy, including even a Percy Jackson-themed diner and an Abbott Elementary block party complete with a Ferris wheel.
Yeah, my son's into the Percy Jackson stuff. San Diego Comic-Con runs through Sunday, July 27th. Locally, we have a couple different versions of Comic-Cons. We have one in Pensacola. We have one here in Mobile. So you can go ahead and mark your calendar for the Pensacon event. That one is February 20th through the 22nd of next year.
And normally we always highlight it too. We'll send a crew down there. Vanessa and Nicholas have had a lot of fun there. So things to think about. Go ahead and get those costumes ready.
Yeah, fun to promote here on the show because we never know who's going to show up for the interview and what they're going to be dressed as. Music news now. Exciting news for Chappell Roan fans.
The breakout pop star is hitting the road this fall, but you may have to pack a bag to catch the show. Roan just announced that she will be performing a handful of shows starting in late September with stops in Forest Hills, New York, KCMO, Kansas City and Pasadena, California.
The Pink Pony Club singer says she picked those cities because they're close to her heart and she wanted to do something unique for her fans there. To score tickets, fans will need to register through Fair AXS for a chance to purchase tickets.
Do you know why Kansas City is close to her?
I don't.
She's actually from Springfield, Missouri.
Okay.
Yep, so that's where a lot of my family is originally from. It's about 2.5 hours, 3 hours from Kansas City.
Yeah.
So I think that's why she's heading back there.
Yeah, she's been a huge success over the past, couple years or so. So a few chances to see her. Lego is going retro and offering a replica of the original Nintendo Game Boy.
The handheld Game Boy video game system came out in 1989. The Lego set with 421 bricks comes with 2 game cartridges, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening and Super Mario Land, and you can't actually play them though.
You can't actually play them, but I had both those games back in the day. There are interchangeable screens for the Game Boy, the classic Nintendo Start screen, or one from either of the 2 games that the Lego sets are currently available for pre-order and will be in stores for sale October 1st. The price is $59.99. Tetris, I think, is the game I played the most.
Really?
Yeah, love me some Tetris. Making those lines disappear, getting the long, thin ones so you can get 4 lines at once. That's the best.
See, I had a Game Boy.
Oh, you did?
Mine did not look like that one, though. Mine was a little bit down the road, but I did have the Game Boy.
A cooler version of Game Boy?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, to me, it's still very nostalgic in comparison to everything we have now. But
well, if you have a Game Boy or a video game system, you may want to be indoors playing some games today instead of outside in the rain and the heat.
That's exactly right. It is a little gray and gloomy out there. The culprit for it is going to be that area that we're northern Gulf waters, as it just.
Welcome to Taqueria Mexico in Mobile, one of our favorite spots here.
Let's go ahead and talk more about your.
Welcome to Taqueria Mexico in Mobile, one of our.
We're having some issues here with things going back and forth. So some technical things going on behind the scenes, but we're going to try to stick with weather. If Taqueria Mexico pops up, we're going to show it anyway, so no big deal.
We are. So let's go ahead and we'll try and see what we can get through with our forecast for right now. We are just starting to see some of those scattered showers and storms out there. Just some moderate to heavy rain in some places across the Gulf Coast, especially noticing some of that closer towards Washington, Clark, Monroe County, just seeing some of that beginning to push near Jackson and Mays Crossroads. Also Baldwin County seeing a bulk of this. It's trying to make its way into portions of Escambia County, Florida, so Cantonment noticing a little bit of that rain beginning to push in. Less of the thunder and lightning activity, so that is good. But in case you're traveling out on I-10 between Baldwin County and the Florida side anytime soon, just drive carefully as it is wet and soggy out there. Also additional showers just still impacting portions of the eastern shore. Pretty light closer towards Daphne, some of that closer towards Fairhope, down towards Point Clear, and also near Pelican Point there. Southern Mobile County noticing also more of those rain showers building in. Really, this is where the rain coverage is beginning to build up. It was much more isolated at the 9 a.m. hour. Beulah Battery, Theodore, Irvington, Coden, starting to see a lot of that, and that'll only continue to push further inland. So West Mobile, you'll start to get a good soaking here not too long from now if you're not already seeing some of it. Over the next few hours, those rain chances will continue out there. We'll start to see some of that beginning to bump up closer towards 2 and 3 o'clock. So really just keep the rain gear handy as we progress further along into the rest of today. A live view outside. It's looking a little better over downtown Mobile. Still a little gray and gloomy out there, but we're drying out. Temperatures lower 80s, feeling like the upper 80s. Temperatures all across our area, just those mid to upper 70s, a few lower 80s holding on. But then as we get further along into today, only going to note that these temperatures will go up if you see less of that rain coverage. On the Florida Panhandle, we're still feeling like the 90s out there, 94 in Gulf Shores and Pensacola, despite some of that rain coverage. And over the next few days, those rain chances will go down. Heat indices go up by the early part of next week. But I'll break down more details in your forecast coming up in just a little bit. But for right now, let's go ahead and head to Taqueria.
Looks so good.
I almost said I wasn't there to try it that day. I've had lots of birria things, but I've still wanted to try the ramen.
Yeah, I haven't had that either, but same as you. Had lots of birria, just not that yet.
Just not that.
All right, still to come on the show, one of the sponsors for Operation Backpack is joining us. Can't wait to tell you about that.
And also, we are going to be in the kitchen with Raising Cane's celebrating National Chicken Finger Day. That's coming up with our Foodie Friday segment. We'll be back with more after this.
Legit apologies in advance if you hear my stomach rumbling because I've been thinking about these chicken fingers all morning long. We are here on this Foodie Friday with Josh Dearman and Amber Herring from Raising Cane's.
We're going to be having a taste of their chicken fingers ahead of National Chicken Finger Day. Welcome in, guys.
Thanks.
Hey, guys.
So when is the official holiday?
So it is Sunday. It is July 27th. It is going to be National Chicken Finger Day. It's our big holiday. We've been doing it for over a decade now. And so this year we're doing something special. You come in, you get a box combo. And with the purchase of your box combo, you get a free finger on us. No other needs necessary. It comes in a sleeve, all for you guys.
All right, so I was asking during the commercial break, I always need to figure out the logistics of what all takes place. So a regular box is how many fingers?
It's 4 fingers.
So you get an extra one, so that's 5.
Yeah.
All right, so great opportunity to head to Raising Cane's this Sunday to check that out. Amber, tell us a little bit about the history of Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's was founded in Baton Rouge. We have over 900 restaurants across 40 states. Super excited to be here in Mobile and celebrate National Chicken Finger Day.
Was it on or near an LSU campus?
It's literally across the street.
Okay, so Lee,
Yep,
Lee is
Lee.
from Louisiana. He was telling us all about that. Great stuff.
He treasures his Raising Cane's. Anytime we mention it, he's like, you know where it started. But now we have it here in Mobile. And so how many locations do you guys have around this area?
We just have one in the Mobile area.
So you got to head to Airport Boulevard to check that out. Now, of course, you're famous for not just your chicken fingers, but tell us what the chicken finger box all comes with, all the elements of it.
So our chicken finger box comes with a sauce, coleslaw, 4 ounces of fries, and a buttery Texas toast, all cooked fresh as you arrive. We're making it special every time, and that's it. I mean, four delicious hand-battered fresh chicken fingers, cane sauce, coleslaw, fries, and toast.
Cane sauce is the best.
It really is. It's fantastic.
And then a couple drinks to go with it, too.
Yeah.
Tell us about your Cane's drinks over there.
So we make our sweet tea every morning. We make our lemonade. It is sliced and juiced fresh every morning. So tea, obviously, we brew it as you come in. Sweet tea, that's our big seller, sweet tea. The gallons of tea we go through in a day. It's ridiculous. But all of our combos come with a drink. It is included in the price, nothing added on or anything like that. You can get our jugs of tea and lemonade as well on just ask the crewmen. They're happy to make it for you guys.
And so you mentioned that this deal is taking place this Sunday, but we were talking a little bit about in the break. They don't need to say anything when they come in. They just order the box, and it's automatically thrown in there. And it even has that special sleeve with it.
Yeah, should have grabbed a sleeve. Yeah, so it'll have a special sleeve. Instead of just having it, we'll have it like laid right across the tenders, and it'll just say National Chicken Finger Day.
So you know which one is the special one.
There you go.
We got to make sure we're extra.
Lots of fun. All right, great stuff. I'm going to snag a bite of one of these over here real quick. Y'all got to check out Raising Cane's this Sunday is the day to go. Get a free chicken finger. Y'all, thank you so much for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having us. We look forward to seeing y'all Sunday.
All right, can't wait. Lunch is served. All right, I got to do more reading before I eat this. We'll be hearing from Tobias Comer Law Firm, one of the sponsors of this year's Operation Backpack.
Plus, also, we are going to be checking back in the kitchen with Taqueria Mexico. They are working on that burrito ramen. We'll have more details on that. All of those coming up after the break. Well, taking another look at your forecast right now and a live view outside down in Orange Beach. What we're starting to see is some sunshine, but look at the shade that's being cast by the big clouds out there. We're still going to start to see some of those gray and gloomy skies looking like it could rain at any point. But the good news is that there is still some breaks in the rain coverage, exactly what we're seeing out there, making for a decent beach day, but we still have some very rough surf out there. Please be careful out there. Some red flags from our local beaches and those local lifeguards. It's going to be more of that rough surf continuing into the rest of today. So as always, know the name of the beach you're located on, where the closest lifeguard stand is, and pay close attention to those beach flags. Don't go past your ankles really heading into today. Enjoy the pool. Take a stroll along the beach. But again, just be careful. It's really just today. We will start to see improvements as we get further along into the rest of the weekend. For right now, those temperatures hot and toasty, though. I know you want to get into the water because of how warm it's feeling out there. We're in the mid 80s. Dew point's muggy out there, upper 70s. So feeling more like 94. Over the next few hours, those winds will continue to increase. Now we're going to be out of the south-southeast later on for this afternoon. Sustain that constant wind speed. That's going to be closer towards 15 miles per hour, but wind gusts even higher than this, getting towards 20, possibly even more than that. So that's what's leading to that rough surf. Reminder, that disturbance that we're tracking out there in the tropics, that's what's leading to some of this rough surf and the increased rain chances. We'll detail more on that in just a moment, but the rip current risk will continue to stay high for today. As mentioned, improvements out there, so moderate by tomorrow and Sunday. And then by the early part of the week, that's when we're dropping down to low on Monday and Tuesday. What we're tracking out there in the tropics, really just an area of low pressure that's continuing just to push further off towards the west. It's located about 100 miles offshore right now of that Texas-Louisiana state line. But the National Hurricane Center continues to keep those chances extremely low for that development. It's not going to happen. It's not going to make any more of that development as it tracks further towards the west because it's really close to moving over land. So we're almost finished with it, but we're still seeing those impacts for today. So increased rain coverage courtesy of that, plus also more of that rough surf out there. But here locally, we will continue to see more of those rain chances for today and also lingering heading into tomorrow. Less coverage for tomorrow, but it's still decently high at 60%, with that taking place any point throughout throughout the day. And then by Sunday, heading into the early part of next week, those rain chances go down. But as always, living here on the Gulf Coast, there's a trade-off. And in this case, it will be those temperatures going up. I will break down more details on that and the timing coming up in just a little bit. More on your forecast coming up in just a bit. But let's check back in on the kitchen. Welcome back into Studio 10, taking another look at your forecast and live view outside over downtown Mobile from our all-in credit union camera at Dolphins. You can still just start to see some of those isolated showers out there, just really how spotty they are. This one just falling over Mobile Bay out there, but still gray, gloomy, looking like it could rain at any point. And that's going to be the trend heading into the rest of your Friday. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the prettiest day out there. Just more of those gray skies with hit or miss showers and thunderstorms. Pretty scattered look out there. Temperatures resting in the lower 80s, dew points mid 70s, so it's feeling more like 87 out there. As we do make it further along into this afternoon, those temperatures will be maxing out a range of the 80s. I'm not be surprised to see more of those upper 80s out there, especially if we do start to see some breaks in the rain coverage and some peaks of sunshine making an appearance. But regardless, these temperatures still well below average. Beginning of the week, we were in the upper 90s. We were getting closer towards record tire breaking temperatures out there. So quite the swing for today once we start to introduce some of those rain chances out there. Luckily, nowhere near that previous record of 104 set back in 1952. Feels like temperatures, though, still going to be hot and toasty out there, feeling more like the upper 90s and the triple digits. In case you are spending that time outside, you're not seeing some of that rain coverage, still take those breaks and stay hydrated. But let's time things out. So we're going to start it off for this morning. This is going to run us through the rest of your Friday and even heading into Saturday. So start off right now, very similar look to what we're seeing out there. Some of those scattered showers and storms, but only anticipating this coverage to go up, introducing more showers and storms by 1, 2, 3 o'clock. Heavy downpours and frequent lightning possible within some of these. The motion on these will be from the Gulf water, so they're going to be lifting up from the south, making their way further towards the north. Some of that lingering closer towards the dinner time hour, and will turn much more isolated by 7 and 8 o'clock. Now, oftentimes we start to see our rain coverage completely fizzle out once that sun sets. Not the case for tonight because this is more tropical related. We'll still see more of those showers and storms beginning to push in, even heading into the overnight hours. Some of that taking place near midnight, 1 a.m. So if you have late night plans, drive carefully. Please take it slow in case you're going to be out there enjoying your Friday night, because we will see some of those heavy showers closer towards the midnight hour. Waking up tomorrow morning, some spotty showers to begin for the day. More of that rain coverage begins to ramp up by lunchtime. Still decent rain chances for tomorrow, lower than today, but you have a chance throughout any point in your Saturday to see some of those showers or storms. I will say higher coverage wants to come in near or on the south side of I-10, so maybe not the best day to head on down towards the beach. There'll still be some breaks in the rain coverage, but still high rip currents for today, moderate tomorrow and Sunday. Improvements by the early part of next week, but as always, there's a trade-off. We're familiar with that living here on the Gulf Coast. We're going to start to see those temperatures go into the upper 90s by Monday. It's going to be hot and toasty out there. Feels like temperatures getting closer towards the 100 and teens. So Monday, Tuesday plans. Make sure you're making plans also to stay hydrated and to cool down. I'll have another look at your forecast coming up on Fox 10 midday. Joe.
Ashlyn, you have 24 minutes to get as many chicken fingers as you can.
That's
if you would
right.
like.
The countdown is on. I think I'm one of the early ones, so I got to snag some before everybody takes it all, because that happens a lot, as we know. Well, if you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, there are a handful of activities going on in Mobile, from a drive-in movie at the Battleship to a basketball tournament featuring Mobile firefighters. We have all of those details for you coming up at 11. And then tributes pouring in around the globe for Hulk Hogan after the wrestling legend passed away yesterday. What people are saying about his life coming up. Finally, Jen will have everything you need to know about your forecast heading into the weekend and reminders on how to stay safe in these high temperatures. Fox 10 Midday starts right after Studio 10.
Well, thank you, Ashlyn. I'll see you in just a little bit. Well, it's stressful for many adults caring for both their children and their aging parents, especially when it comes to online safety. We have some advice on how to manage that. That's coming up in just a little bit. Plus, also, we're going to be finishing up at Taqueria Mexico, located there on Airport Boulevard in Mobile. Some delicious food coming your way. We'll have all those details on the other side of this break. Welcome back into Studio 10. While concerns about cybersecurity affect everyone, a new study from Cox Communications reveals that one demographic carries a heavier burden than others when it comes to online safety. Here to chat with us is Elizabeth Miller, founder of Happy Healthy Caregiver. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I've started to hear a little bit about this, but what exactly is the sandwich generation?
Yeah, the sandwich generation is the generation that's squeezed between caring for aging parents and caring for children at the same time. And many of us are already juggling careers in our own households as well. So it can be a lot.
And what kind of tips can you offer just on managing some of the caregiver stress, especially related to online safety?
Well, there are some tips that we can utilize. We can certainly, set strong passwords. We can only click on trusted URLs and downloads from people that we know. And then we need to do some fact checking on some of the claims that we see online. I also like to recommend that people check in with their internet provider, their device manufacturer, to make sure that they're utilizing some of the safety and the security measures that are already built into those products. Those could be things like malicious activity screening, parental controls, elder-friendly modes, and sometimes remote monitoring as well. When you run those in the background, then you can also get some peace of mind for yourself.
And one of the things that really comes to mind with some of the safety online, especially, is going to be for the kids and possibly those aging parents out there. And so what are some other tips that you can offer just maybe with sharing some of that they need to know about?
Well, the biggest tip, I think, is to be proactive and share those conversations. And good news in that Cox Mobile survey is that they are having conversations. We want to continue to have open dialogue with our aging parents, with our teenagers, and maybe even sharing some real life examples that are happening to us to help spark those conversation topics to happen. The Cox Mobile survey shed a light on a lot of really interesting insights, but it also, to create a bigger impact, worked with Common Sense Media to create some resources for us to be able to better have this dialogue with our aging parents and our children. And so I hope people will check those out at coxmobilesafety.com.
Because definitely some important information there, because the technology is rapidly evolving. We want to keep everyone safe. And so are there any additional tips that you wanted to share just for the kids, the parents out there, plus also those results from the survey?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we're seeing, a third of seniors, a third of sandwich generation, and a fifth of teenagers have experienced mis or disinformation. And we know with the rising use of generative AI tools that this is something to be mindful of across all three generations, that this is a risk from generative AI as an output, and that we need to go above and beyond and do some fact checking on our own.
And where can our viewers go to learn more information?
They can learn more about the insights from the survey and the helpful resources at coxmobilesafety.com.
And as always, we're going to have all of that information on our website, fox10tv.com, under the Studio 10 tab. But thank you so much for joining us this morning, Elizabeth.
Thanks for having me.
Those are your Biz Bites for today, Jen.
Thank you, Joe. Well, the MLB Speedway Classic is happening August 2nd at Bristol Motor Speedway, and you can watch it right here on Fox 10. The event will feature a regular season game between the Reds and the Braves, with the game played on the NASCAR track. NASCAR driver Austin Dillon, who's a Braves fan, recently did some promotional activities for the game, including donuts in the outfield at Truist Park. Take a look at this.
He called me and said, hey, I got this opportunity. We might be doing some donuts out in the outfield. Yeah, sign me up.
A Braves helmet, a Braves car, his 4-year-old son, for Austin Dillon, it's a field of dreams with horsepower.
I have experience doing donuts in the grass, obviously from the Daytona 500 win, but I'm more excited about doing it here in a memory I'll never forget. Obviously, I got my son here today, so he'll get to experience it as well, starting him off as an early Braves fan.
It's a place we're used to seeing Ronald Acuna diving, but not a stock car driving. There was a drone to go up in the air. Everybody else took a few steps back, and the guy with 5 Cup Series wins on his resume did the rest.
huge Braves fan. My grandfather took me to a game early on with my brother, and I was able to get a Hank Aaron autograph ball, which he doesn't sign a lot of. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Chipper Jones is on there, Rafael Furcal, which is one of my favorite players, Javi Lopez, Andrew Jones. When I'm at the racetrack, practice is over, and I get through my notes. I usually hop on and watch a Braves game.
Your Braves are going to be playing a game at Bristol. What's it going to be like seeing your favorite team at a place you usually go to work?
The biggest thing is I'm bummed out that we're not racing Bristol that weekend, so I can be there to see it. I think it's going to be awesome. Bristol Motor Speedway is the last Gladiator Dome. I feel like when you walk down in that place, you feel like a gladiator.
Welcome back in. We've got the latest for you in movie and streaming news.
Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
Houston, we have a problem.
Apollo 13 is returning for its 30th anniversary. The iconic film is set to screen exclusively in IMAX theaters September 19th through the 25th. It'll be the first time the full-length theatrical version has been shown in that format.
We all know that last year you did something cool. But honestly, I don't even remember what it was.
Percy Jackson news. Disney Plus unveiled this teaser at San Diego Comic-Con for Season 2 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians and announced the new season will premiere December 10th.
The thing that you guys had as kids, is that still there?
I'm in a band that constantly is breaking apart and coming back together.
But the more we retreat into the music, the nicer things become. Not to be profound or anything, and it would be a first time for me.
The first trailer is out for Spinal Tap 2: The End Continues. The mockumentary sequel arrives in theaters September 12th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, the washing of waters over time on a Hawaiian beach may reveal a message from the past.
Hawaiian petroglyphs have resurfaced in Waianae. The petroglyphs are made up of an entire panel of 26 figures. Archaeologists dates them back to about 1480 AD.
Wow, the panel is being seen again in full for the first time in 9 years. One culture expert says it's an intentional message by ancestors to protect the land in the future from rising oceans. Changing weather patterns combined with the beach's fluctuating size likely cause them to be visible again.
Pretty
Wow.
cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Hawaii is absolutely beautiful. Cool to see these historic artifacts once again. We gotta go. We gotta go for this show because we've got some chicken fingers with our name on it.
We do have some chicken fingers. Look at this. Shout out to the crew at Raising Cane's. They are supplying lunch for our crew here at Fox 10, so we thank them so much for that. Look at all those tenders, but also make sure that you celebrate this Sunday with National Chicken Finger Day. Get that extra free chicken tender when you get one of those boxes. We'll have more coming up on Fox 10 Midday.